Battalion. Good morning and welcome to the Team Command Council. We have Thomas J. Ward, Captain Eric J. Ward. The host for today's ceremony is the Commander of the USARPAC Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Beasley. The outgoing commander is Captain Hans J. Ward, and the incoming commander is Captain Eric J. Ward. At this time, Specialist Robinson will present a bouquet of yellow roses to Mrs. Mary Cole and welcome her. Thank her for upcoming devotion, dedication, and support of her husband while he serves as the military officer and operating country. Additionally, two traditional Hawaiian aloha ladies will be presented to their children, Ryan and Braylon. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation. Remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Almighty God, on this day we recognize the gift of leadership. We thank you for the leadership of Captain Hans Ward, the direction and guidance he has provided Operations Temple. May you give him continued wisdom in assuming his new assignment. We also ask you to give the new commander, Captain Aaron Cole, continued wisdom, strength, and courage to provide leadership necessary to the soldiers of Operations Temple. So we ask that you be with us constant. So we ask this in your name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The Headquarters Battalion Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Beasley, will now oversee the transfer of the guidon between the commanders. The transfer of the guidon is significant in many ways. The history, traditions, and accomplishments of Commander embodied in these programs. With the transfer, the unit's legacy is symbolically passed on, a building block for future performance. Historically, these colors serve as they move forward in confidence, signifying the continuity of the organization. Continuity remains. Additionally, the First Sergeant is responsible for the maintenance and care of the unit guidon. First Sergeant Wilson passed the guidon to Captain Ward, signifying the unit's appreciation for his leadership and guidance. Captain Ward passed the guidon to Lieutenant Colonel Beasley, signifying the relinquishment of his command and gratitude for the opportunity to lead soldiers. Lieutenant Colonel Beasley passed the guidon to Captain Cole, trusting him with the responsibility and care of the unit. In accordance with Army Regulation 600-200, paragraph 2-5, the undersigned assumes command of the Operations Company, Headquarters and Headquarters Battalion, United States Army Pacific, Fort Chapter, Hawaii, effective this 21st day of March, 2014. Signed, Aaron J. Cole, Captain, Military Intelligence, Commanding. Captain Poole passed the guidon back to First Sergeant Wilson, signifying his trust and confidence in the organization. Ladies and gentlemen, the battalion commander of Headquarters Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Beasley.
Good General Matthews, distinguished guests, family members, officers, non-commissioned officers, civilians, soldiers, Pacific Warriors, welcome to today's Canadian Command ceremony. Today we assemble to pay honor to the outgoing commander, Captain Hans Orr, and acknowledge the incoming leadership of Captain Aaron Poole. Soldiers and civilians of Ops Company, both in formation in front of you and in the seats around you, I say well done. First Sergeant Wilson, your Pacific Knights was great on the field today, and I applaud your hard work over the last 19 months. Let's give these folks a round of applause. As I was choosing my words for these remarks, I found myself asking the question, what makes this company change of command any different from any other company change of command? What makes it so special? I realize that this company represents more than just 299 assigned and attached personnel as of this morning's status report, or the over 5,000 pieces of equipment on the property books. It represents more than merely a small headquarters building down in the motor pool. Soldiers and civilians of this company maintain General Brooks' contingency and main command post. With that, they represent General Brooks himself. They represent his ability to partner with over 34 countries, conduct over 150 large-scale exercises around the Pacific Rim. They represent his ability as the theater station to synchronize all land operations across the Pacific. He operates across 17 time zones, from India to Alaska, and even back to Washington, D.C. Simply put, these soldiers and civilians represent General Brooks' ability to command and control USARPAC. During the last 19 months, Captain Rohr has led this company and led it well. He has risen to the unique challenges of this position and performed admirably. He has commanded the largest company in USARPAC, at times well over 350 soldiers and civilians, most of whom outrank Hans. He was charged with a multitude of colonels, lieutenant colonels, sergeant majors, civilians, and warrant officers, each with their own pet peeves, nuances, and examples of how they can command the company better. Hans, despite these unique challenges, you actually strengthened your company's reputation for providing support to your director. You raised the readiness of your company, both medical and physical. Yes, and I remember that one time on the range, you helped that confused colonel who forgot how to load his 9mm on his third attempt to qualify. On a side note, that colonel did qualify on his fifth attempt. Captain Rohr, you have forged an outstanding company. I see it at PT in the morning, I see it in the directorates and the offices during the day. Morale is high, and they are proud to be part of this organization. Despite all these accomplishments, Captain Rohr has one major flaw. One that permeates his very soul and unfortunately even affected his family. Hans is an Ohio State Buckeyes fan, and Rohr is still a graduate of that institution. And despite having a battalion commander who is a college football fanatic, grew up in Michigan and is a Wolverines fan, Hans never rubbed it in my face. As a matter of fact, he hardly said a word when Ohio State beat Michigan both years. Not a word, not Hans. Instead, he sent his wife and kids to do his dirty work. Both years, the following Monday, Kelly and the kids would stop by the office under the auspices to say hello. Decked out in scarlet and gray, and I'd have to listen to his 4-year-old daughter tell me why Buckeyes are better than Wolverines. Next year, Hans. Captain Rohr's wife Kelly and children Johan and Charlotte are unable to join us today. Like most military families, the burden of our profession falls hardest on them. Kelly is 8 3/4 months pregnant and left Hawaii in February to get ready for the new addition to the family and set the household for the next assignment. Hans, from Robin and I, tell Kelly thanks for the hard work she put in behind the scenes with the FRG. Not only did she have to wrangle Johan and Charlotte around, she did a pretty decent job pulling you out of the office on weekends. You and the kids will be sorely missed by many. We thank you both for your service and wish you Godspeed. Captain Rohr will be departing the command and going to another sunny spot. although there's not a lot of water and tropical breezes at his next location. He's been selected to be an observer controller at the National Training Center in Fort Irwin, California. And Hans has been charged with training future signal officers and company commanders. I can think of no one better prepared or ready to do that job. Replacing Captain Rohr is an officer equally qualified to assume command of this incredibly complex company. To Captain Aaron Pohl, his wife Mary, son Orion, and daughter Raylan, I would like to say welcome. Aaron joins the team coming from the 196th Infantry Brigade, where he served as the Brigade S2. His face has been a familiar one the last few months around the battalion as he conducted his transition and did his inventory. He knows, understands, and is intimately familiar with the soldiers, civilians, and families of this great company. He already understands the difficulties, hardships, challenges, and expectations of this organization. Aaron, this knowledge will serve you well. I charge you with command of this company. Do not take it lightly. Execute each task deliberately with precision, dedication, and vision. You were selected because of your leadership and potential. Enjoy each day of command because the time passes quickly and there are no instant replays in command, so leave it all on the field. I know that with your experiences, background, and candid approach to life, you will bring Ops Company into greater achievements. Soldiers and civilians of Ops Company, you are fortunate to be gaining a commander with Captain Pohl's reputation and experience. Pacific Warrior.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander of Operations Company, Captain Hans J. Rohr.
Hello everyone, welcome to Full Circle. General Matthews, Colonel Olsis, Colonels, Sergeant Major, Lieutenant Colonel Beasley, Sergeant Major Williams, friends, families, civilians, and the Pacific Knights. Thank you for joining us today. First, the soldiers. How to quantify what you've done. In a standard unit, this is me where I could say we did this many patrols or flight hours, maybe a number of nodes supported, or possibly CLPs run, flips run. However, for ops, those measures don't fit. Instead, I'll point out pivots of Pacific, I'll point out Pacific pathways, point out staff realignment, collapse of the CCP, and then the establishment of the UC and the JFLEG. The soldiers on the field, those in the stands, can attest these initiatives and how much toil, sweat, tears have been poured into making these ideas reality. And I haven't even talked budget issues. For practical statistics, what are that? All the stuff listed, I just listed, on the property side, looking over the reports from last year, offices account for somewhere in the city of $1 million worth of equipment which has not been on the book. Never was added. That number doesn't include the $250,000 that Captain Pohl and Captain Pohl found to change the plan. On top of that, there's another $300,000 worth of equipment waiting in my supply shed to return it. Aaron, enjoy that. Converting JTF-HD into T34HD and then ultimately expanding it into the rest of the staff alone generated over 40 transactions involving soldiers, dozens of hours, resulting in moving $500,000 twice. Moving DCOs, $250,000, that was easy in comparison. The CCP's collapse back into the staff required tracking of nearly 1,300 items, which processed between 31 different hand receipt holders and literally hundreds of end item users. It's simple for me to aggregate this data and present the summary here, but each transaction, each inventory, each serial number, which I can assure you after about 400 in an hour, they start to blur together, required 2, 3, 10 soldiers finding time to break away from their given mission and to support me. For those of you who were part of this, NCOs, soldiers, officers in cases, thank you. Not every day you have a lieutenant colonel doing your sensitive items inventory. This leads directly to my thank yous. First, my CP, you guys were awesome. Across the board, you showed poise, many pay grades above your own. Successes were because of you. From SRP to lead processing, poverty turn-in, training tracking, every good idea I came up with, you made reality. Usually after pulling back-to-back gate guard staff duty shifts too, so thank you. Lieutenants Davies, Reese, Syriac, you ran things doing all the stuff that I don't want to do so I can command. I appreciate it, thank you. Staff Sergeant Stone, Avalos, and Aguayo, officers of mine, it made my life so much easier. I would have been lost without your leadership, without your motivation, without your training. Sergeant Brandwine, Cole, Corporal Schreck, no words. It was a privilege to serve you and your battalion. Thank you. Thank you for selecting me as commander. You took the lead with faith on the most complex, largest company, despite being a first-time commander, not even having a company at no time. I hope I met your expectations. First sergeant. Oh, first sergeant. What is there to say? We took over together, and before I was in command, courthouse, promotions, re-enlistments, retirement, we've done everything together. You'll forever be my brother in arms. Things are not nearly enough. And finally, my wife. Starter, she's currently pregnant with her third child, as Colonel Beasley said. This will be the third pregnancy where I've been all but non-existent for the third trimester. This will be the third birth where she's being induced within my PCS, my deployment, my timeline, TCY or something. This will be the third where, again, I show up, she has a baby, and then I peace out for 2, 3, 4 weeks of meeting again. And yet, never, not ever once, did she ever complain. Every piece of that, okay, we'll make it work, we'll be fine. I genuinely have been on. I love you. This command has been exhilarating for me. Anybody I forgot to thank, my soldiers, whether they outrate me by 4 pay grades or not, I appreciate everything you've done for me. Anyone else I forgot to thank, I hope you know how much I appreciate you. I appreciate the opportunity to command and work with you. Pacific Knight 6 out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Commander of Operations Company, Captain Eric A. Ford.
Good morning, everyone. Major General Matthews, Colonel Olson, Colonel Forsythe, Mrs. Forsythe, Lieutenant Colonel Beasley, Mrs. Beasley, Command Sergeant Major Williams, other distinguished guests, family, friends, soldiers, and Army civilians. Thank you all for coming. Lieutenant Colonel Beasley, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to command in your unit. I humbly accept this responsibility and look forward to your mentorship as I tackle the challenges ahead of me. Captain Ward, longtime friend, I knew when Lieutenant Colonel Beasley mentioned you as the Ops Company Commander, I knew that this was the company that I wanted to command in. You've done an exceptional job with this company. Thank you for your dedication to this unit and the handoff that you provided me. I seriously doubt that in the history of the Army, there isn't anyone who has received a more thorough handoff than I. First Sergeant, you and the troops look great. I look forward to serving alongside you as we strive to make this team better and better. To the soldiers and civilians of Ops Company, in the short time that I've been among you, activities and inventory, I've come to see what sacrifices you made daily for the success of this command. Thank you for your service and dedication. I look forward to being your commander. To the spouses and families of Ops Company, you are the strength of our soldiers. Nothing we do would be possible without the support you give to our soldiers. So I want to say, thank you all for what you do. Mary and I are proud to join you. Finally, my wife and children, thank you for your confidence in me and your support. Mary, I could not have made it this far without you. This will be a long, sometimes challenging commitment, not just for me, but for you as well. We are a team, faces together, and no doubt succeed. All policies and procedures remain in effect until further notice. Pacific Knight 6,
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army Song.
start your company.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. The Soldiers of Operations Company thank you for attending. Please join Captain Cole in expanding the gazebo for reception and refreshment. Captain Rohr will remain on the field for farewell and well wishes.